Welcome to the Relapse and Recovery Chronicles. This is your girl, Irose from the Concrete. And today, I didn't even say it the way I'm supposed to say it. Welcome to the Relapse and Recovery Chronicles. The Recovery and Relapse Chronicles? Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Today I kind of want to come and talk about jobs. When you're coming out of your addiction, getting a job is going to be a little bit different than when you weren't in your addiction or when you didn't know nothing about drugs versus you done racked up some charges, you got a background, it's real fucked up. You've been to jail consistently for the past 2 or 3 years straight. You got gaps in your work history that you really don't know how to explain to your employer. And I could tell you, to be honest, sometimes that ain't the best choice, but most of the time, if you know how to word the truth, you can get by. Hence, that's what I do. I tend to just I ain't got COVID. Reword my truth. Uh, I tell them things like I have an adverse background. I'm coming from an adverse background. I have some technical difficulties going on back there. It's the past. I've changed. I also have proof of uh, recovery and things of that nature. Now, most of the time, they're not going to ask you no questions that allude to you having to say all that other than do you have a background or have you ever been convicted? And personally, my last conviction was 2014. They didn't ask about my last arrest, but my last conviction was 2014. So most of the time, I can scoot by on that. Also want to let you know, don't let nobody tell you because of your background that you can't get certain jobs. That's a lie. That ain't the truth. Because of your background, that does not mean you have to go work at McDonald's and things of that nature. Sometimes you just have to work in a field pretty close to your background, like substance abuse, drugs and alcohol related as jobs of that nature. Something to be of encouragement to other people where you can share your experience, strength, and hope. Which is sometimes what I opt for. I mean, because I feel like for a long time, I've always been passionate about what the fuck was going on with my people out there. Like, why do they do that? Or why is shit like this? And why is, things are the way they are in my neighborhood, because I come from dead end. The slums, dead end, dead end representing. I did most of my drugs in Sunnyside, nigga, Slapohole, Texas. And I always wondered why my people were the way they were. And now I know firsthand. And coming into that kind of knowledge, I kind of understand what needs to be done in order to help the situation. And so a lot of my videos, a lot of my projects, a lot of the things that I do outside of a job is geared towards me trying to help my people, basically. Um, I'm basically building a structure on some foundation that I got going that's going to allow me to be able to do more for my community as far as substance abuse is concerned, especially women and children. That's my passion, women and children. But overall, I just came to say, don't let nobody tell you that your background can hold you back, because it can't. It will if you allow it to. And the truth is, whatever you believe to be the truth is the truth for you. I've I'm kind of in a situation now where I've been sober for 150 days. Today makes 4 months and 30 days. Tomorrow I'll be 5 months sober. I've had 4 different jobs within a 3 month period because I tend to want to work somewhere that I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to like the job. I'm going to like going to work. I don't want to go nowhere and be miserable and just not like my job. I don't want to go nowhere just for a paycheck. That's just not how I move. I can't do too much stress right now because I'm fresh in recovery. Also keep that in mind. When you're looking for a job, try not to get a job that's going to be too stressful for you. And if you feel like you're not ready for a job because money is a trigger for you, honor that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you get a job and you're not really ready to get a job, at the end of the day, you get that check and you go get high, then it was all for nothing in the first place. So make sure you wait until you're absolutely sure, ready that you can actually handle money. Secondly, you just make sure that you don't get a high stress job, something that, is going to stress you out to the point where you feel triggered and you want to use. Thirdly, do not let anybody tell you that your background is going to keep you from doing what it is that you love to do. Now, sometimes it will. I'm going through that now. When they do them state background checks and things like that, and you just can't work there because of the background, that's okay. Keep it pushing. There's going to be another job just like that with the same kind of position that allows you to work for them. You know what I'm saying? And you don't really want to have to work nowhere where you got to lie about who you are, what has happened with you, what you've been through. You really don't want to do that, because then you're not living in your truth. And as long as you're not walking in your truth, you're not working an honest program. And whatever your program may be, because I'm a recovery coach, I advocate for all different avenues of recovery. All I know is you got to be honest in your recovery. Whatever recovery plan you're working has to be an honest one. So anytime you come into a situation where you have to lie in order to make that shit work, it ain't even worth it. Leave it alone. Because at that point, you already going towards a dead motherfucking end. Dead end. Not like my hood dead end, but a dead end in life. And that ain't what you want. Those are just a couple of my pointers. I'm living proof that your background don't hold you back from nothing. My last couple of jobs have been over minimum wage, and my last couple of jobs have been over $10 an hour. So, but to be honest with you, I built that up my last 5 years sober. I built that up. I built that up to the point where I could apply for jobs that would allow me to slide on in with my adverse background and just get back right into doing what it was I was doing before, which is human services, social services, things like that. I like working with people. I like helping people, especially women with children, especially children. Um, my last job though was a little too stressful. I couldn't do them babies. I couldn't do them kids. It's just up. Never mind. Um, I couldn't do them. Them wasn't even kids. Them was some grown ass. Them was some grown ass people. Grown ass little people. Um, but yeah, that's basically all I had to say. Just don't let nobody tell you what you can and can't do because of your background or because of where you're coming from, and don't limit yourself based on your past mistakes, because true enough, you've made those mistakes, but there are also lessons in those mistakes that you can teach to somebody else so that they don't make those same mistakes. You understand what I'm saying? You always want to pass certain gifts like that on to other people, and it helps you. It prevents you from making those same mistakes again, basically. So this has been the Relapse and Recovery Chronicles. Today I was talking about jobs and the mindset you really got to have in order to go back into the work field after leaving addiction. Because when you're in your addiction, you really don't have a structure. You do what you want to do when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And that's just not how the real world works. But moving back into structure, you definitely want to make sure that you have the mindset that where there's a will, there's a way. And you never want to take on anybody else's belief system that's not going to benefit you 100%. If their belief system is of limit and lack, you leave that where that is. You let them have that. You don't need that. There's no such thing as limit and lack. There's an abundance of whatever it is that you feel like you want. Believe you me, when you was in your addiction, there was an abundance of drugs. Guarantee you was going to find the drugs. Make sure you have that same mindset when it comes to success. You're going to find the success. Wherever it's at, whoever got it, you're going to go get it, okay? Same thing, just a different thing with it, Same principle applies, just a different target, That's all. And I brought this to the forefront because of what I'm going through right now as far as me looking for a job that's going to be conducive to my recovery and my pockets. My lifestyle, something that's going to help me grow and allow me to help other people grow. And I'm running into those kind of jobs, and the background checks are kind of throwing me off because I just hate the fact that they judge us based on our past. But I do get it, I understand, but I just hate that that's the end all be all, especially when a person is doing everything that they can do in order to be better. And I can understand, some of my stuff is kind of fresh, but I haven't been convicted for that stuff, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, don't let people tell you what you can and can't do. Don't let people determine where your limit is. The sky is not the limit. The limit is whatever limit you have for yourself. And that could be the moon. That could be the stars. That could be the sun. That could be the solar system. That could be the nebulas or some shit like that. You determine that. Nobody else determines that for you. And because of my mindset, I've been able to get pretty far when it comes to jobs. Like I said, it's been about, it'll be 5 months tomorrow, and I've had about 3 or 4 different jobs. Yep. And then I get a lot of different interviews, and I get so many interviews to the point where I have to turn a lot of them motherfuckers down. So I'm just coming to y'all to let y'all know that, it could be done. Anything is possible. Don't let nobody make you feel like that's not the truth, because that, all in a nutshell, is the truth. Anything is possible. This has been the Relapse and Recovery Chronicles. This is your girl Irose from the Concrete, and I had a little outfit on today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing like that. And I bet they like, what the fuck did she just say? Don't worry about it. It wasn't nothing. Yeah, like I said, this has been the Relapse and Recovery Chronicles, the Recovery and Relapse Chronicles, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And this is your girl, Irose from the Concrete. Anything is possible. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. I had a visit today with the babies, and it went great.